magnetism lab, and an electromagnet lab.
Now, this doesn't seem like much, but those that understand batteries and some of the equipment we had to get here, it took probably almost every cent of the grant money, so we thank you for that, because it would have been something that we couldn't have done. And you'd be surprised, we teach 8th grade, both of us teach 8th grade science, how many students haven't really explored or made electromagnets or even just magnets in general was surprising. We probably had a couple kids here and there that actually were able to experience it in elementary school, but a lot of it I think is the materials, and it is pricey just to get some of the stuff that we got just to do some explorations with this. So one of the first things we wanted to start with was just exploring magnetism. So what we did was we started off with just a plate of some random items. We bought some,
we used the money to buy the compass.
Yeah, it was one of them. We put some random ones on there, and kids, you know, they knew like bottle caps. That wasn't going to be magnetic, right? But there was a couple they were interested in and surprised on the magnetism of it. We just found out today from Phil. Where's Phil? There's a cereal that we're going to check out, right? And add to this plate probably next time we come around, because they'll never believe that there's a cereal that's going to have that iron in there. So we did start with the basic exploration of this. Now it looks maybe a little bit elementary as you're younger for them, but these are 8th graders, and you'd be surprised again, like how much they love just doing something like that. Just anything with magnets, that's it. Hand them that, and they're playing with it all day. So then we took it a step up. We started studying the magnetic field. This is following plate tectonics. We do get to magnetic potential energy later in the year, but following with that, we were studying the magnetic field and understanding our north and south poles and what attracts, how they repel. So then we took the barb magnets that we purchased. They trace it. We have the iron filings that we bought, and then when they trace it, they see the way the magnetic field is interacting. So they take two magnets together and they put like the north and north together, north and south together. But as they're moving it with the filings and shaking it, they can see the magnetic field start to design around it. So I thought that was really neat how those iron filings were behaving the way they were. And again, a lot of them have never seen that. And even were able to recognize what was going on. So that was something pretty new to a lot of them, understanding the magnetic field of that.
And it was pretty important to have the North and the South Pole labeled for us, because that's something that we talk a lot about with the magnetic field.
Yeah. And again, you know, we're with the grant, we're trying to do per group, so even bar magnets, like a pack of those, it's just crazy. I mean, have you guys ever got magnetics? I mean, it's pricey stuff. So it's nice that we're able to do this, and kids, you know, we've tried every year to experience more of this little by little, so now they actually got to have a little bit more involved with magnetism. So then we took it a step up from there, and then did the electromagnets. So now the kids were able to really see the connection with electricity, seeing the flow of electrons, the copper wiring, and how it would create that magnetic quality at the end of the nail there to pick up paper clips. So once we went through the design and showed them pretty much the simplicity. Have you guys created electromagnets before? Probably most of you, right? Yeah. Some of them, again, never seen this, so to see how simple this was, but we got into the idea of using the smaller batteries, going up to the bigger size, and then we got into how they've seen, you know, other equipment, bigger equipment generating the power of magnetism. So they kind of practiced with that, and their goal was to see how many paper clips they could pick up. Then we had little Christmas lights that they were powering and turning on with that. So again, more of an exploration for them, but something they've never seen. And then along with that, because the batteries, once you've created your electromagnet, like probably after a class, the sucker's gone. Like the juice is gone. So once they start to do it, it's like super hot, and you know, they're like, oh, that's why we have the little containers we have for it. But by the end of the class, it becomes very weak because it's using all that energy in there. So by the next class, usually some of the kids don't get to get as much of the strength of that magnetism at the end. So we went and got the battery chargers,
which was a wonderful idea.
Which is huge. So now we can extend on this even longer. So that's kind of where a lot of that grant went, between getting the batteries that we knew we would be able to do this, the rechargeable batteries with the units. So now they can actually enjoy this for more years to come, more classes, without having to buy batteries, toss them, and that's it. Because after that, you know, it's very expensive. You know,
what was really great about this rechargeable batteries is it charges all different sizes too. So it's something we can use for any.
Yeah. And then they were able to see the strength. So they would tell small ones, they could check the biggers, but they were able to see the difference with that, the strength of that as they were picking up paper clips, and then other objects that they were messing with too. So, but again, it doesn't seem like it went a long way, but with this isn't something we'd be capable of doing year after year if we didn't have this. So we thank you very much for the grants, because now we can use this material as we move forward and extend on this. So.
And they really loved it. I mean, they're over there burning their fingers, and it's like, ouch, this is so much fun.
And my teeth melt off, and now my fingers are burning. Okay, so we eventually got to the paper towels, wear gloves, put a towel in front of you, pile up the tape on there in the end. So, but you throw magnets in front of them, you'll keep them busy. So they were super excited.
Very excited about science.
Yeah.